Angel here. Super excited about this video. I'm extra excited about this video because the girl who asked the question, she's just in her 20s. I absolutely love that she's in her 20s and she's asking about self-worth. Like, hello, that's super freaking awesome in your 20s in 2015. She also, she's from Brooklyn, New York, and she speaks Spanish. Like, does it get any hotter than that? Okay, guys. So I'm going to go through, I have 5 tips to share with you on enhancing your self-worth or becoming more self-worthy within yourself. Now, let me just say this. In your 20s, you're doing a lot of growing. I mean, you're going to be constantly growing, hopefully, but especially in your 20s, I feel like you are just out of either high school or college, and it's like in that between stage of being in school and now being an adult, and you're kind of just right there teetering in the middle, and that can kind of be a little bit frustrating. Like, I remember in my 20s, I wanted to know what my life purpose was. Like, I wanted to know what it was specifically. I wanted to know specifically what I was supposed to do about it, and I just wanted to know now, like, God, what did you create me to do? And so in my 20s, it was a lot of soul searching. So first off, I believe that you are exactly number one, where you are supposed to be, and you're really in a really exciting time in your life. So for those of you out there in your 20s, be a little bit more patient with yourself in gaining your self-worth and gaining your purpose, gaining clarity in what God is calling you to do, because you're still growing. Okay, you're still growing into who you are, who you are at your core. You're still growing in that sense, and discovering who you are. Like I said, you're always going to be growing, hopefully. So number one is simply to make yourself a priority. I think that as women, that it's so easy for us to put ourselves on the back burner because we're nurturers by nature. So we will take care of the cat, the dog, the children, the neighbor, everybody else. And then, oh, if there's a couple more minutes for myself, I'll do something for myself. Make yourself a priority. And that can be a little bit challenging because you have to do what my tip number 2 is. And number 2 is to say no when you really want to say no. Don't be the yes girl. Don't be the girl that always says yes to everything when really deep down inside you really want to say no, but you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. That is the surest way, the quickest way to lose who you are, is to say yes to just everybody, and you're always putting yourself on the back burner. You're doing things you really don't want to do because you were too afraid to say no to your friends, or too afraid to say no to your boss, or too afraid to say no to your parents, or whomever. Just make the word no a part of your vocabulary and use it as often as needed. Got it? Good. Number 3 is to take care of yourself spiritually. Now, whether that's going to church, going to a synagogue, meditating on a daily basis, however you feed yourself spiritually, make sure you do that every single day. We feed our bodies every single day. So I think that it's just as important to read something that's positive, to state your affirmations every single day, to pray, to meditate, to just be still and just be okay with who you are and with where you are. And you will be able to do that the more you build your relationship with God and cultivating your own spirituality within yourself. So that's the 3rd thing, is to take care of yourself spiritually. The 4th thing is always be learning something. Now, most of the time when people get out of high school and then they go to college, if they so choose to, and then now they're in their career, and say they're in their career for the next 20 something years and they never learn a new skill, they never learn a new language, they never learn a new task. Speaking of new languages, one of the things that I would love to learn how to do, no, let me rephrase that. I don't want to learn how to do it. I just want to know how to do it. And that's speaking Spanish. I think that is the sexiest language on the face of the earth. Like, I think my husband wouldn't mind if I cussed him out in Spanish if I knew the language. So here I am telling you to learn a new language when I really want to know how you talk. So Always be learning something. Hone in on your crafts, your skills, the things that turn you on. If you like knitting, make sure you're doing that on a regular basis. Always be learning something new. That will keep you fresh, that will keep you alive, and that will keep you going as far as honing in on your self-worth, because when we go stagnant, we kind of just don't feel too worthy inside, and so as a consequence, we just allow other people to treat us unworthy as well. So always be learning something new. Keep your hands dabbled in something new, or hone in on your own skill and your own craft if you already know what that is. And the last and final thing is simply this: whatever has happened to you, it didn't happen to you. Like, it didn't change. You don't have to allow it to change who you are. I know that there are some women that have been raped, and that there are some women that have been molested, that I've had the privilege and honor to speak with them, and they literally feel like they are just trash after that. Like, I remember one woman telling me that she would get in the bathtub and fill it up with bleach and literally try to scrub herself because she was molested. That molester is the molester. She was the one who got molested. It wasn't something that, it's not who she is, it's something that happened to her. However, we can decide how we choose to react to the things that happen to us, that are going to happen to us, because we're in life. We're in this thing called life, and there are some really crappy things that happen to people. And when those crappy things happen to people, a lot of people just embody them, and it becomes a part of who they are. Now, it can become a part of who you are as far as your story. That's your story. That's something that you live through, but it's not who you are. So you didn't tell me if that's what happened to you, but just for anybody else that's watching this, if you have been raped, or if you've been molested or been mishandled in a wrong way by someone that was supposed to love and protect you, and they violated you in some sort of way, if you need to get help, please do so. Don't carry this with you for the rest of your life. It's not who you are. It's just simply something that happened to you, and you can turn it around and turn it into your story that you help other people with. So just briefly, I want to go over these really quickly. Number one, make yourself a priority. You're still in your 20s. A lot of people still may be pulling from you because they know, well, she's going to say yes, let's go get her to do it. Make yourself a priority. Number two, make the word no a part of your vocabulary that you use unapologetically. You don't have to explain yourself. I know I've heard the saying, and I don't know if it's true, because I don't know if you need a noun, a pronoun, a predicate, and all that stuff, but I've heard that no is a complete sentence. I'm no English major, so I don't know. But the word no, get that into your vocabulary, and do not be afraid to use it. The third thing is to take care of yourself spiritually, whether that's through meditation, prayer, going to church, going to synagogues, whatever it is that your faith calls for, do that on a daily basis. That's going to be the foundation from which you build everything that's going to be worth anything in your life. And the fourth thing is always be learning something. Always be learning something. Even if you're at your job, and your job offers different classes and workshops, you may think, I don't want to go take that. Go and take it. You never know who you're going to meet. If they're paying for it, that's a bonus. Go ahead and put yourself out there and do these new things, and always be learning something. And the last and final thing is that whatever's happened to you is not you. It's something that happened to you, and it's now a part of your story. And also, just keep in mind that you are still in your 20s. I hate to keep saying that like it's a curse or that it's something bad. It's actually a wonderful thing. You're in such a wonderful place. But make sure that you get to know who you are. Knowing who you are, what you like, all that stuff, without hesitation. That's knowing who you are. If someone can ask you a question without hesitation, you can answer that question. That's knowing who you are. I remember In my house, the rule is the answer "I don't know" is never acceptable. I never allowed my children to say "I don't know" when it pertained to them. If it was something like academic, obviously, and they haven't been taught that or they didn't learn it in school yet, but if I asked them something about themselves, I always said, you can never tell me I don't know, because who else am I supposed to ask? You house the answer. The answer is within you. And my oldest daughter, she's 19 now, and she was around 12 or 13 at the time when she said this, and she said to me, she said, "Mommy, some people might not spend as much time getting to know themselves as much as you do, so they might really not know." And I was like, that never dawned on me. It never dawned on me that you may not know yourself. You really do have to take that time. And as you get to know yourself and know who you are and know what you're willing to accept and what you are willing to reject unapologetically, your self-worth and your self-value is going to go through the roof and straight into the heavens and anchor you, hopefully, right into where God is calling you to be. I absolutely love you guys from the bottom to the top. I hope this video has helped you guys, and hey to my Brooklyn, New York friend who asked this question. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.